So me and bruh had hit the point of no return. Problem was, we had no idea we were headed for a collision course with all our enemies.
All right, what's up, y'all? Nigeria Chambers here from Big Gold Belt Media. Russell McCole. As always, it's a pleasure to talk to you both. And today we're talking season 4 of BMF Returning to Stars, June 6th. How you two doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm
You.
good. I'm good. I'm good. I appreciate you both. Wow. Well, I have seen half the season so far, and I wanted to save myself some of the excitement for later, but obviously I needed to prep. Man, this one's a crazy one. I'm going to leave it to you two. Talk about now what is the family dynamic in the Flenory home with you two. We know where we left off. You all had, I guess, in a way, very cordially separated, but still living under the same household. There seems to be times of minor temptation to one another, but I guess it's at this rate, who's going to break first? Charles is, has hit the road, and now Lucille has has become a pastor within the church. And with that, it seems like everything's so simple, but it's not because it's the Flenory home. So if you two could describe what are we in store for you two dynamic going forward this season?
I think this is the season where everybody sort of sets out and charts their own path. I think that it's that season where, we were such a strong nucleus, such a strong family, and the house was at the center. I think we're seeing sort of people leave the nest, if you will,
Yeah.
and everybody sort of embarking on their own solo mission as they look to discover who they are as separate entities, as their own entity, and who they are outside of this house. I think the house had defined so much for the family in previous seasons. And I
Mm,
think that it's more about who is everybody outside on their own. And I
yeah.
think I could just simply state that it's each character in the family is looking to find who they are as individuals versus who we are as a family.
Yeah, yeah. And Nicole, before you get in there, I also want to, if you can also chime into that to the part that now baby Nicole isn't such a baby anymore. And I, when we understand the how families sort of work, you have your two boys and they're grown out in the world, they're doing their thing. But when the baby girl is ready to leave the nest, that just changes everything. So yeah, if you can talk about the family dynamic, but how Nicole's growth now impacts everything.
I think, Nicole is like the first to graduate and, and it's new possibilities for her life that are coming up that I think we're extremely proud of. And yet then sometimes I think Lucille is still really hard on her. It's scary to try to let her go and do certain things because I think she's trying desperately to protect her from the life that she had, even though she felt like some of her life was good. She would love for her not to start out with everything as young as she did. So she's really hard on her. And also I think that Nicole is coming up for Lucille that, the kids are getting opportunities to do things that she never got to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's becoming more apparent for her that she wants more out of life for herself. And so watching them sometimes is a little bit of a trigger for her in
Mhm.
her own life and just really wanting more. But
Yeah.
she suppressed that for so long.
Yeah. You know what's beautiful is Layla's work now and her maturity with this character, but also the sort of the parallel of what's happening in her own personal life going through college and now stepping
Yeah.
into Nicole and that like it's crazy how the stars align. That's also a pun too. I'm like nailing it
Yeah.
here.
Yes, absolutely. It's amazing because when she first started, she was being homeschooled on set,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
it's just amazing. And now she's about to graduate. She's like a senior.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away by it all. And she really is such a wonderful talent. It's beautiful to watch her grow.
Yeah, yeah. You for 4 seasons of covering this and having the opportunity to speak to you both, I didn't look back, but I have a feeling, is this the first time you two have paired for interviews?
No,
It
No, no,
isn't. Oh,
no.
okay. I don't know why I felt
I
like
think
this was.
maybe for you, yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
I wanted to ask you both. The content creators love you two's character. I'm sure everybody here knows Young Glue, but I'm just wondering for you all as the professionals, when you have a new season coming, there's a lot happening in the season, a lot of good moments. But did you all kind of key into any moments that you feel like the content creators may have a little extra fun with?
No, I mean, no, I mean, honestly, like the beauty and the fun of it is to see what resonates with the content creators. You know what I mean? Like, we might think it's one thing, they're like, no, 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 it's this over here. And now I don't even want to guess what they might pull. I want to be surprised. No, no, entertain me now. You know? And I think, you know what I mean? Like, and I think the beautiful thing of it is too, we've embraced it now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
McCall did a show last year at City Winery, and Lou and his sister, they both came to the show, and it was beautiful. It was just, yeah, no, we embrace it. I think it's great. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the community, man. They're completely hilarious and talented. Another thing I wanted to bring up to you, Russell, is with the return of B Mickey, which was a character, a beloved character that we, as the fans, were like, "Where did B Mickey go?" But now that he's back, and obviously he's trying to make it right with the brothers. But something that wasn't on my bingo card was him having a relationship with Charles, talking about working with Miles, and how we are going to see that relationship explored this season.
Well, first, I have to give Miles, a lot of credit. I mean, his brother, his talent has grown, his focus is has grown, and his preparation. I mean, I really, really appreciated working with him. I was able to direct him as well, and so he was a joy to work with. Just honestly, he was. I can't say that enough. Just a joy. And what I like to see in these young artists and young actors is that they're hungry and they're not shy away from the moment, and they come prepared and ready to work. And that's what I just appreciated. I mean, from a story standpoint, I mean, I think that Charles sort of becomes a surrogate father to him in a sense that I think he sees himself in B. Mickey, right? So here you are, this young father working at the plant, trying to do whatever he can to provide for his family. And when they first meet, Charles says, "Hey man, I know what you're going through.
Yeah.
I know of what you speak, and and the only way to get through it is the hard work, brother. When you roll up them sleeves and let's get
Yeah.
to it." And so when he sees him starting to do that and responding to that, I think that's what I think that's what sort of endears maybe Mickey to Charles, is that he's willing to put the work in, and so he gains his respect. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. B Mickey obviously in this journey to do whatever he can to take care of his family. And that 100% aligns with what Charles' vision has always been, to do right by his family and, make mistakes or not, but it never lost sight of the goal. Because I gotta ask you, and we talk about growth on the show, and have spoken to you so many times. You're such an amazing and lovely person, which is why when you step into the character, and every single line where you're just you got a one liner ready to clap back at any moment. I wonder for you now, has the such as the Heathers and other executive producers and showrunners and whatnot, have they really opened up the space for you to really just go out there and do what you do? Because at this rate now, I say pretty early in this was you stepping into a character. Now it seems like this is like the back of your hand. You can just go in there and do what you have to do. Can you talk about your personal growth in this, and how much room have they allowed you to go out there and be Lucille and be snappy and make Charles feel the pain? And whenever you're ready, you got something to say at any time, which I love.
Right. No, Heather is the showrunner, and And the writers are all wonderful, and there's always space for us to kind of chime in. A lot of times before the season starts, we'll meet with the writers and, talk about some things, and share, I think it would be nice if we kind of went here or whatever. But this season, like Russell said, like they definitely surprised us with a lot. And I wasn't expecting the journey that Lucille goes on this season. And part of me was really fighting against it, really, but every time I saw the script, I was like, why would she do that? Why would she do that? Why would she say that? I was so hurt. But but it created more drama, and it's really beautiful to see her flaws, because she's always been so together and holding everybody up, and now she kind of slipping and sliding and doing all these things. But I think it's very freeing for her to experience just being wherever she is, and not feeling like she has to be so together and carry the weight of the whole family and all of that stuff. I think she's just starting to let go, and it was really freeing for me as an actor too. And it was really probably way more fun this season, because she's usually kind of the emotional center, and really just holding on to so much and upset about so much, and it's just all hitting her so hard. But I found this season to be a lot more fun and exciting to play, actually.
Yeah, I
It was
know that's
great.
my last question, but I gotta say this is the first season. I think it's safe to say that Lucille can go out there and actually live for herself. She can go out there and achieve her goals and her aspirations, and obviously the church is a big priority of hers, as long as she doesn't let any of those other temptations get in the way. So I can imagine that being a lot of fun for you now. And from what I've
Yes.
seen, it definitely was. So.
Yeah.
With that being said, folks, BMF season 4, it returns to stars June 6th. Russell and McCall, as always, it's a pleasure to talk to you both. Congratulations, and thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you
Appreciate it.
so
Thank you.
much. Appreciate
Have a
you.
good
It's
one.
always so